Well, have you been out there shoveling snow? Hello, I'm Coach Lance Meyer of Grass Ministries, a partner ministry with the City for God. And yes, here in Milwaukee, it's snowing. Had our first snowstorm on Tuesday. It is now Saturday, and we've had a lot of snow since then. In fact, I was just looking in some spots here. I don't know if it's pushing 3 feet, but it's more than a foot. I'll say that. Reminds me just not a little bit, a little tiny bit of my days up in the UP and living up there in the cold and ridiculousness. Never measured snow in inches, but in feet. You can see that I'm kind of sweating here actually because at about 4 in the morning I'm out here moving snow from our alley and the road. Actually, we had to dig out somebody yesterday. So that's what's going on in my life. And if you're in the northern area here, you're probably dealing with, unless you live in Racine apparently, or right by the lake, Lake Michigan. Apparently there it's just rain and not very much snow. But got a verse for you today that deals with the snow. And we've been talking about Genesis and the beginning, and kind of an appropriate verse here from Job, actually, which is actually, I know it's a little later in the Bible, but it's actually chronologically fairly early or shortly after creation, or potentially shortly after creation. But regardless of when it was written, we're not going to get into all that today. Here's the verse, and I thought it really kind of hit home a little bit. It says, this is God speaking. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of hail, which are reserved for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? What is the way, the place where the lightning is dispersed, or the place where the east winds are scattered over the earth? Who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain and a path for the thunderstorms? And God kind of goes on there for a while, really kind of in a good way putting Job in his place. And, we can often start to, logically try to understand God, or why is he doing this, or, the why question. And especially, when we've had loved ones who have passed, or we're dealing with chronic pain, or dealing with some really generally difficult things. And it's easy for us to go, why God, right? And some of that I want to say is okay, to go to God with that and really pour your heart out to him. But if we're doing like Job did, where we're really just questioning God and, thinking, does he really know what he's doing up there? Then he reminds us that, I'm in charge of all this stuff. I got it all figured out, and I know I'm not bound by time. And bottom line is, praise God that we worship a God that we don't understand. Because if we could understand him, then really would he be a worthwhile God to worship? Think about that today as you, why is God sending all this snow right now? What a pain in the butt, right? Well, there's a lot of blessings in it too. Some people didn't have school yesterday. Some people maybe are making some connections with neighbors that they wouldn't normally make. And, God has his plans, and we may not understand them, but they are always for the good. God bless you today. Happy snow removal.